Hi there, and welcome to Let's Talk. This is a show where I share my own personal experiences regarding issues like mental health, life experience, and just general day to day interests. Please understand that every opinion and thought that is shared in this show is from my own point of view, based on my own life experience. I'm in no way a psychologist. I am in no way a therapist. I am simply someone who is passionate about mental health. If you do need mental health help, please make sure to visit your local GP, any of your hospitals, or the wonderful services that are available. Thank you, and good luck on your journey. Hi guys, and welcome back to Let's Talk. It's been 2 years. How are you? I hope you're doing well. If you are a first-time viewer, welcome to my show. If you look back on my wonderful YouTube channel, you will be able to catch the first 20 episodes of Let's Talk, which I shot back in 2020. If you are a returning viewer, hi, how are you? I'm hoping you've grown and changed and achieved all your goals in the last 2 years. Yeah, I hope you're all really doing well. So, where have I been? Well, life's kind of gotten a bit insane. If you are a returning viewer, you'll know that I was studying teaching. And I got to pretty close to the end of my degree, and I actually decided that teaching wasn't what I wanted to do. I found the practice, I just wasn't suited for the practice. I have a fantastic new job, which I'll tell you guys about later. And I still get to work with kids, which is even better. It's just I didn't actually complete my teaching degree. I took a Bachelor of Arts in Education, which gives me a lot of the same certifications as a teacher. I just cannot teach in a public school. So I'm still fairly well educated. I didn't waste those 4 years. So everybody that's sitting at home watching this, shaking their heads going, oh, but Jake, you were so close. Please understand that I'm still very well educated. I am quite capable of working with kids, and I do really, really well. So, yeah. So why bring Let's Talk back? Well, if you have been watching the original series, you know that Let's Talk is about a targeted attack on men's mental health. It is my way of doing what I can to contribute to the ongoing battle that is men's mental health. As you know, I feel very strongly about it. I think we need to normalize it. I think there are a lot of things that we need to practice, and preach in regards to making it okay for men to come out of the woodwork, to be able to speak about how they feel, to show their emotions in a public setting and not be judged for it. As a lot of you know, and if you're a new subscriber, you will see, I am very emotionally driven. I have been reducing that. And I say that in a way that means that I am still very open to my emotions. It's just I'm now learning to use them in the appropriate context, because it's really not ideal for me to, run around being a hothead while I'm at work, or crying in the middle of a job interview or something like that. I'm learning that emotional regulation, and a large factor that has helped me learn to develop all of that has been the therapy that I was going through in 2020. If you've watched the original videos, you know that I was going through therapy at the time. And I kind of got a little bit lax with it. And I say that in a way that means that I'm still doing therapy. It's just I'm at a point now where I don't need the intense 2-week sessions. I can regulate and balance myself quite well. I have a lot of fantastic new strategies that I have learnt and been able to put into practice. I have completely flipped my whole world on its head. the version of myself now is not the same version as the person that you knew 2 years ago, and I am extremely proud of how far I've come. So what have I been up to? Well, here's a pretty... I'll try and make it as brief as possible so that we can get on with the show. In 2021, a very good friend of mine separated from her partner. I, trying to be the good friend that I always endeavor to be, reached out and I was like, come on, let's go out for dinner, let's catch up, let's just go and have a night of fun. Well, that night of fun didn't exactly go as planned. We ended up at Time Zone. She looked absolutely stunning. We just were laughing. We were happy. It was just such a wonderful night out that I got to the end of the night and I just went, I might be crushing on this girl a little bit. So fast forward a month, 2 months after that, I completely exposed myself to her. I said, look, this is everything that I am. This is what I'm going through. This is what I'm dealing with. This is what I'm hoping to achieve. I think that I could do this with you. It would definitely make it a lot less scary and I could really use the support. To which she turned around and said, yep, no worries. I accept you for you. And we started dating. Fast forward again, nearly 8 months. And we had a wonderful, absolutely wonderful time in Perth. And without meaning to, I may or may not have got down on one knee and proposed. We had a really lovely moment in Kings Park in Perth. And yeah, it felt right, it felt natural. And I have been super happy ever since. She said yes, of course, so don't stress. I'm getting married. It's going to happen. We're currently in the process of saving. However, our plans have been derailed a little bit because we have also ended up with a little peanut on the way. We're currently at 16 weeks. And honestly, my whole world has just gotten so much brighter. It's gotten so much more beautiful, and I'm very, very fortunate for the direction that my life has taken since 2021 began. So, as I said earlier, I have a new career. I work for a fantastic company here in Bunbury called Micah. And what my job is now is I work with kids with autism and a different range of disabilities, and I provide behavior therapy for them. So what that means is I help them learn appropriate social skills. We help parents and families cope with the more intense behaviors that these children can exhibit. And everybody that I work with is so lovely. I have a lot of fantastic mentors. I have some great friends within the company. My boss is absolutely outstanding. If it wasn't for her, I honestly don't know what I would be doing for a job right now. So I really appreciate her giving me the opportunity to come into this business, come into this world, and really have the chance to thrive and grow. So I'm extremely appreciative of her for that. Funnily enough, I got this job through my new partner. She and my boss actually attend the same beauty salon. So I got my job, or heard about my job, through word of mouth and managed to land myself an interview, which somehow I landed. I'm not sure. I'm hoping that my boss might explain that to me one day, I'm sure. And that's pretty much more or less what I'm up to these days. I'm back racing. My beautiful orange Judge is finished. My younger brother is doing extremely well racing as well. We race together as a team, and he is off to the state title not this weekend, next weekend. So if you are excuse me, sorry guys. If you are at Geraldton Speedway, make sure to go and see Supermod 89. Luke is an incredibly talented young driver. He's got a lot of potential, and I really think that he's going to definitely rumble with the best this year. So that's where I'm up to. That's what I'm up to these days. So I guess your next question will be is, so how are you going with your mental health? And as I said before, it's been 2 years. I've been working on myself for 2 years, and I continue to work on myself every day. The added advantage that I have now that I didn't have in the past is I have a lot of people support. So in 2020, as you know, I was battling my own mental health without support. Like, I'm sure family were supportive, but I'm not having that everyday counsel, or I don't have people at work. I didn't have people at work that I could go to and be like, oh, look, I'm having a really crappy day. Would you mind if I just vented to you? Whereas now I'm very fortunate. I have a super supportive workplace. Everybody is so lovely. Everybody is so knowledgeable. And they are just wonderful human beings. So I always have the opportunity to vent how I'm feeling, to bounce ideas off somebody, like, am I justified in this thinking? And a lot of the time, they are more than happy to listen, and I get a lot of very constructive feedback, which I'm super, super grateful for. So admittedly, my mental health is not as of yet where I would like it to be. My biggest weaknesses at the moment are my communication ability. I cannot articulate or string a sentence together to save my life. Hence why I'm saying a lot for this video. But there have been a lot of times, especially recently, where I have said something and it has been misinterpreted compared to the way that I actually meant it. So for me, I think it's time for me to start looking into a lot of communicative practices, to look at professional communication, and just hope that I can string it together and really increase my ability to communicate. I have found since being with my new partner that my ability to communicate is a lot better, but I still slip. And as you've seen before in my previous videos, communication is everything, guys. If you are not able to communicate your intent or understand the intent of others, you are pretty much going to be miserable, because you will always think, oh, that person doesn't like me, or that person thinks I'm a bit of an asshole, or things like that. Like, you have that very negative thinking, and I'm not like that. I never want to be like that. I don't want to be a negative thinker. I would love to be a positive thinker. And I think it really helps me now, having the diagnosis of highly functioning anxiety and understanding myself a little bit better. So I am more aware of when I'm having an anxiety episode. And because I am more aware of that, I can actually put things into place that will allow me to regulate that. So one of the worst things, well, it's not a worst thing, let's be honest, but I've definitely developed a bit of a habit since working in my new job, is sensory toys. So if you are having an anxiety episode, something as simple as squeezing like a sensory toy or a stress ball, it can actually be quite calming. I love this little guy. This was one of the first ever sensory toys that I was given by my boss, and this one stays at home because it really means a lot to me. And there's just something oddly calming about squishing these tiny little colorful balls for whatever reason. And a lot of it just has to do is it's a distraction for the brain. You go, I was anxious a second ago, but you can't remember why. And it's good, and your whole body just calms down, and you really get that calm body happening, and so you're able to think and regulate a lot better, which is fantastic. So yeah, that's I seem to have lost my place. Anyway, So my communication skills need upgrading. The other skill that I really need to work on is my social skills. I am not, and I'm still struggling to be a very a social person. This year I took a big plunge forward where I actually threw my hand up to become president of my Speedway club, and I only lost out by one vote, which tells me that I actually have a lot of really good people within that club that support me, and I've obviously made some sort of a good impression on them, and been a good person to them, because otherwise they wouldn't have voted for me. So I've actually got on as a vice president for the club this year, and I've really been learning a lot, just from watching what the president does, from conversing with all our drivers, really finding out what they want, what they need, and it's really been a very mind-opening experience. So I'm really looking forward to seeing how all of that progresses, and that has definitely helped me a little bit with my social skills, because it forces me to talk to others. It forces me to go and have those conversations, to try and find openings to keep conversations going, because I suck at keeping conversations going. And I know a lot of you can probably relate to this, especially if you are dealing with mental health or you are just socially awkward like I am, is you always run into barriers where it is difficult for you to keep the conversation going, because they will kind of say what they have to say, but then they're not really sure what to ask you, and that is not a reflection of you as a person. You need to remember that they simply might not just know what to ask you next. So that's a really good opportunity for you to jump in and just be like, tell me something interesting about you, or I heard that you like this or that you like that. So and you can build that sort of rapport from there, which is really, really cool. So yeah, so my communication and my social skills are my goal for this year. Obviously, with our baby on the way, things are going to get a lot more chaotic. But we already have a ton of wonderful supports. My in-laws are really good. My mum and dad are super excited about Peanut coming along. All my friends are fantastic. We are going to be very well supported. So hopefully I can achieve those communicative and social goals as the year progresses. All right, guys. Well, I think that's enough for me for this first video. I am hoping to try and at least do one video a month, maybe two. Let's Talk was really, really dear to my heart in 2020. And I feel that because we're living in such a COVID world these days, that a lot of men are going to find themselves in situations where they they don't know what to do. They don't know how to express themselves. So I'm back to try and help with that battle. And just remember too, these videos aren't specifically aimed at grown men. This whole series is for teenagers. It's for young adults. It's for people my senior. Anyone can listen to this, male, female, trans, whoever would like the help, whoever will take the time to listen to me ramble on. I am here to support you. I want to help you, and I'm happy to give my views and opinions where it counts, and help in any way that I can. All right, guys, as always, have a fantastic day, have a fantastic week. I'm so pleased to be back. And guess what, guys? I'll see you all in the next one. Bye. Hi, guys. Welcome to my new outro. If you like that video, make sure to hit like and subscribe down below. Leave a comment if you feel like it. And just check out some other videos. I got lots to look at. All right, guys. Gotcha.